My name's John Reed, and I'm the pastor here at Cherry River Southern Baptist Church. The church started the first Sunday in March 2012, and really was doing quite well. Is doing quite well. The building's destroyed, but the church is doing pretty well. The building got destroyed on June 23rd of this year when a flood came through Richwood that devastated an already devastated area. It took out most of the businesses. Everything that was in the downtown area was taken out, and some of them that weren't even in the floodplain were taken out also. They're calling it the 1,000-year flood. The flood was that bad because it had rained for several days and the ground was saturated, but the last day it rained about 9 inches of rain on the watershed of both the North and South Fork of the Cherry Rivers, and they come together here in town. And when they came in together, they just couldn't hold it. There's somewhere around 10 to 15,000 acres in the watershed, and it's very, very mountainous and very, very steep. The church itself took on water through the back doors. They were laying about halfway in the church. It also flooded from the front. We had construction going on in here at the time. We never even got it completed, had to tear it out. And a lot of the damage, at least half of the damage, was caused by the roof drains failing. It rained so hard that we had 5 drains in here, but there were only 4-inch drains, and it just couldn't drain it. So we actually had a backup swimming pool, bathtub, whatever you want to call it, was on this roof for several hours. And the water, I've never seen it rise more rapidly than when the North Fork and the South Fork came together. In a matter of a couple of minutes, it went from 0 accumulation out there on that pavement to about 10 to 12 inches. Like I say, I've never seen it raise that fast, and it did not go down for several hours. That's when the rivers hit the town, and we just had to wait.
It looked like a war zone. It looked like what I picture a war zone to be, because it was furniture piled out, probably 5-foot high piles, 6 foot high, and couches and everything, and houses tore down, and mud and sand everywhere, and people wandering around looking kind of dazed, like I would picture somebody that in a war would be, because it was like some of them had lost everything. So I think that was a real hard thing to deal with, to see that many people knowing that they had lost their homes and stuff. But I am very thankful that we didn't lose any lives here. A lot of the houses, even coming down Oakford Avenue, that big steep hill at the red light there, that was horrible. I mean, there was a car washed down that. And there's a big groove there, and I know I talked to a lot of people up there that it had gotten in their basements, and they were having to get rid of furniture and everything, whatever was in their basement. So I would say most of the homes around here were touched in some way or another, regardless of whether they're down by the river or up on the mountain.
Our church's role is, our motto is a little church with a big heart, and we have ministered food, clothing, water, anything, whatever the people needed. We have been able to get through the Southern Baptist Association, a lot of it coming in out of the South, where it wasn't touched, and they would ship it here, and we met here and handed it out as we were trying to muck out our own church. We had about 2 to 3 inches of mud in here, and we had a trailer set up outside right here that was not in, brought it in after the flood, and ministered out of that trailer for a short time. Now we've got this back in, so it's safe to be inside of it, and we're just trying to stud it out. We've got it about half studded out right now, and so when it's rebuilt, we want to be service-oriented to the community. We are in a very poor area, but we can, through various networking, we can get a lot of things in here that we can minister to the people here with. Really, we're just here to help the people, not only spiritually, but anyway, physically, any way that we can. There's a lot of needs. We're very small, and our population for the church comes out of the population of the community. So we're all, none of us are financially wealthy. So there's limited resources to do anything with, but what we do have, we put back into the community.